All right. What is up? We are live. Going to jump right into it for the paint scheme preview and the whole pre race for Homestead Miami. Wanted to give a shout out to Wade Brown. Met him at Orange County last night where we won the championship in the Charger division with eighth grader Lane Woods. Eighth grade, I don't know what you were doing, but Lane Woods is winning championships, track championships, and we won the race too. So good night overall. Just wanted to give a shout out to everyone over there. And Wade Brown owns an automotive thing. I think it's in Mebane. So check him out if you're looking for a used car in that area. Not sponsored, just wanted to give him a shout out there. Ross Chastain will drive the number one Kubota Chevrolet. It is orange and it's got little farm trucks and stuff on it. And I kind of like it. It's pretty cool, but it's not my favorite. Now we go on to the Freightliner Tron, except it's pink Tron this week for Austin Cindric in his Ford Mustang. Austin Dillon doing the tracker boats and ATVs on the side of his, got a little bit of a camo look to it. As well as, of course, of the usual Bass Pro Shops orange on there as well. Panini going with a nice scheme here. One of my favorites, not going to be my favorites, but definitely in my top five here. I like bright colors on race cars, and this one gets that for sure. The Panini Prism Ford for Josh Berry here. Good looking car. Going to be easy to spot on the racetrack. Kyle Larson with the Hendrick car scheme. We've seen that about a million times. Consumer Cellular going to be on the side for one. Brad Keselowski and his number 6 Ford Mustang. The 7 Chili's ZL1 Camaro will be driven by Justin Haley, and that's always a good looking scheme. They don't break it out too often, so every time you see it, it is kind of cool. And this one is a Ketcherita Chevrolet. So there you go. Him and Hocevar dressed up as a cheese stick, a spicy cheese stick at that. In the yesterday, I think during the truck race, maybe I don't know when it happened, but I saw it at Orange County. I assume it was during the truck race when they were being interviewed. Rebel Bourbon on the side of the number 8 for Kyle Busch. Black and tan with a little hint of brown or maybe burgundy, hard to tell on this computer here. All blue for the Napa Chevrolet this week of Chase Elliott. Beefaroo. And I've never been to a Beefaroo, but I kind of want to go because whenever a company serves fries in a cup, 100% they know what they're doing because fries taste better in a cup. Everyone knows that. Beefaroo on the side of Noah Gregson's number 10 Ford Mustang Dark Horse. 11 Mavis tire going with just about all teal. They still had to put a little bit of white in it, but man, all teal looking really good. Over here by the C pillar, they got a little bit of white where you got the FedEx and Interstate batteries. But other than that, probably the best looking Mavis car thus far for James Dennis Allen Hamlin as he continues his quest to get into the Final Four. Menards Chevy, they got Richmond water heaters on the hood for Ryan Blaney, so a sort of a normal scheme for him, nothing out of the ordinary. 14 Zep. Zep is a good product. It gets rid of a lot of messes. So good sponsor here for Chase Briscoe. And he's got the blue and yellow, a paint scheme I've liked ever since the Wrangler car. It's a good looking scheme for Chase Briscoe there in his Ford. Another Ford for Kaz Gralla here. He's going to be in the Meat and Bone Ford here for Rick Ware Racing. So a Meat and Bone back on the side of the car again. Let's see, Worldwide Express going with a little bit of a different look here for AJ Allmendinger. Normally, when you see it on Ross Chastain's car, it is just all that neon blue. This one is neon blue with another shade of blue worked in and also all white. Fastenal on the side of Chris Buescher's number 17. Tracker, ATVs, boats, Reesers, Bass Pro Shops, Toyota Camry for Martin Triggs Jr. Good looking car as always, and sort of a throwback to his championship ride, if you remember that one. So good looking car there as always for Martin Triggs Jr. Hopefully he can get a win here to go out with a win in his final full-time season. Ream on the side of Christopher Bell's number 20. 21 Dex Imaging for Harrison Burton. Hunt Brothers on the side of the 22 for Joey Logano. Bubba Wallace with the McDonald's, Ronald McDonald Children's Charities, or whatever it's called. The Ronald McDonald House, I think is the name of it. On the side of his, so doing good things for the community there and for children is McDonald's there, and a pretty good looking scheme. It's all red, sort of reminiscent of Bill Elliott's all red cars with the yellow number on the side, or Hut Strickland, if you remember that far back to the Junior Johnson rides. So good looking car overall, and then it's got the artwork from the children there. So a good scheme overall for that one. Number 24, Valvoline, going with the gray. Like I said, this is a good looking scheme, but compared to the other Valvoline schemes that Valvoline has had this year, it's just not it's not as good as those other ones, but still a really good looking scheme. They're sort of like Mobile One. Mobile One's got so many good looking schemes that even their bad ones are good looking schemes. Cry Cool on the side of Daniel Hemrick's Chevrolet in the number 31. 34, Loves. Always a good scheme, but we've seen that one a bunch of times from Michael McDowell. 38, Generator, all black, sort of that smoky Unique look with a gold number on the side for Pickle Todd Gilliland. 41, Bonanza Cabernet Ford for Ryan Priest. Never had Bonanza Cabernet. Not a huge wine guy, but that's a pretty good looking car. The burgundy and the gold and the white, not a bad looking car at all. Family Dollar doing the breast cancer awareness deal this week. They got an all black car with pink numbers and, of course, the gold trim for legacy on the John Hunter Nemechek 42 Toyota Camry. Eric Jones going to be in an all pink with a white roof here. Dollar Tree, of course, Dollar Tree and Family Dollar owned by the same group. All pink car here for Eric Jones with a little bit of pink trim, a little bit of green there, one green stripe there at the sort of the bottom of the car. And then we've got the Hard 6.0 Beast Thriller. It rhymes with thriller. YouTube doesn't like the word, so I can't say it. Beast Thriller Sunrise Toyota 6.0 hard for 40 for the 45 there of Tyler Reddick in his Camry. And then we've got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the Piss Jug Vitamin Water New York Chevrolet ZL1 Camaro here. So good looking paint scheme, and it looks like it's got a piss jug on the side of it. So that's why it's been deemed in the Discord the Piss Jug Chevy. So let's see, 48 Ally, Do It Right. We've seen this one before. Always Ally always brings a good looking paint scheme to the group here. 51 Schluter Systems for Corey LaJoy in the number 51 here for Rick Ware Racing. I like this. I like the scheme this season. Once he went over to Rick Ware Racing, they changed the scheme up a little bit, and this one's pretty good. It's a white sort of fading into looks like rocks breaking off or something into orange. Pretty good looking scheme, and then they got the gold rims. Whenever you have gold rims, that's always a good day. Gold rim gang in the house. 54 Monster Energy for Ty Gibbs. We've seen that one a bunch of times. Then we've got the Green Light Performance Products. Chad Fincham, Ford Mustang for Carl Long. Good looking car. Got the yellow, got the black, got the red, and then you got white here at the back of the car. So good looking car. 71 Wellcare for Zane Smith in the Chevy ZL1 for Spire Motorsports. 77 Ziegler. We've seen that one before for Carson Hocevar, also driving for Spire. And 99 FreewayFranchise.com, Wendy's, Choice Privileges, Worldwide Express Jockey. And I think that's all of them for Daniel Suarez in the blue and the chrome green there for Trackhouse in the 99. All right, that is the paint scheme preview. Let's jump into the starting lineup, and then we will get into the statistics. Tyler Reddick grabs the pole over Kyle Larson, who is in second. Christopher Bell, third. Denny Hamlin, fourth. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the piss jug machine is in fifth. Martin Triggs Jr., sixth. Rest of your top 10 is going to be Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Hemrick, and Justin Haley. Good run there for Daniel Hemrick. Got a lot of speed. Also good run there for Bubba Wallace and Justin Haley. 11 through 15 is going to be Alex Bowman, Josh Berry, Chase Briscoe, Ty Gibbs, and Carson Hocevar. Noah Gregson, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Zane Smith, and Ryan Blaney are going to make up your top 20 there. 21 through 25 is going to be Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, Michael McDowell, and William Byron. Joey Logano, Kaz Grala, Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, and Austin Dillon are going to take you all the way to 30th place. And then the rest of your starting lineup is going to be Todd Gilliland in 31st, 32nd, AJ Allmendinger, 33rd, Corey LaJoy, Harrison Burton rolling off 34th, Ryan Priest, 35th, Austin Cindric, 36th, JJ Yaley, 37th, and starting shotgun on the field is going to be Chad Fincham in that number 66 power source car for Carl Long. All right, that's your starting lineup. Let's look at it by the numbers. If you go by average finish, AJ Allmendinger in 2 races out of the 3 since February of 2021 is going to have your best average finish at a 4.0. So don't sleep on AJ Allmendinger. Don't sleep on Colleague. As you saw right there, Daniel Hemrick has the speed, at least in qualifying. William Byron is going to be next at 5.7. Kevin Harvick, skip him. Then you got Kurt Busch. You can also skip. And then the next one here is going to be Austin Dillon. So if you're looking for a sleeper, Austin Dillon with an 8.7 has the best average finish, the second best average finish of drivers who have competed in all the races, because William Byron and then Austin Dillon would be the next that have competed in the last 3 races here. So that one jumped out at me. That was super surprising. I'm not gonna lie about it. Even as a RCR man, I didn't know Austin Dillon was that good here. Anyway, moving right along, Christopher Bell is going to be 6th here at 10.7. Kyle Busch 12.3. Martin Truex Jr. 12.7, Kyle Larson 13.0, Tyler Reddick 13.3, Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman, and Bubba Wallace all at 14.0. Suarez at a 13.7, I should say. The other two at a 14.0, and that's going to be your top 10 on overall average finish. But let's go to race wins, because those are just as important, if not more important, as to who's going to tell you who could possibly win this race. And Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and William Byron are the 3 previous winners. They're also in the poll question, which we'll get to here in just a minute. Now let's go to top 10s. Top 10s at 2 apiece. It's going to be 9 drivers: Kyle Larson, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, and AJ Allmendinger. So there you go. 2 races for AJ Allmendinger. He's finished 4th in both of them. I can easily do that math. Let's see here. 300 laps. Let's go to laps led. 300 laps led for Kyle Larson, 159 for Fast Willie B, 75 for Martin Truex Jr., 65 for Brad Keselowski, 57 for Chris Buescher, 53 for Ryan Blaney, and the rest of the field is going to be 35 or below, with Denny Hamlin having 35 laps led, Christopher Bell at 30, and then Joey Logano at 12, 11 for Bubba Wallace, 4 for Chase Elliott, and then 1 apiece for Tyler Reddick and Daniel Suarez. And interestingly enough, that's it. Nobody else has led a lap in the last 3 races. So there you go. Looking like a strong Kyle Larson if you go off of laps led as your main thing to pick from. And if you go to the way driver averages rates their drivers, 125.6, Kyle Larson is going to be your statistical favorite. That's also who I'm going to go with as my statistical favorite. 123.5 for William Byron. So not much of a difference there between Larson and Byron as far as the statistics go. Next on that list, though, is a guy who didn't really jump out statistically anywhere when you were reading this, but it's going to be Martin Truex Jr. at 108. And that's who I'm going to pick as my dark horse, along with Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon. But I'm gonna have as far as dark horse by the numbers, I'm gonna take Martin Truex Jr. and it would be super cool to see him go out with a win here. But he's got a 108.8 from driver averages here. Brad Keselowski, another one that didn't really jump off, but he's got a 99. So those would be sort of your statistical top 4. So there you go. All right, let's jump into the chat and see what you guys want to talk about. Go back up to where it's at here. Let's see. I hate to mention it, well, first thing, but what happened in the truck race was a bad situation with Connor Jones. Oh yeah, I should read the poll question, huh? Shouldn't I? Best chance of winning of the 4: Reddick, Larson, Bell, or Byron. So there you go. Go ahead and get your votes in right now. Larson with a healthy lead. So if you think Larson won't win, go ahead and get your vote in. If you want to make sure Larson keeps that healthy lead in the poll, also get your vote in. I hate to mention it first thing, but what happened in the truck race was a bad situation with Connor Jones, and Matt Mills is still in the hospital because of Connor's temper. That was a bad situation. Yeah, it was very reminiscent, ironically, of Daniel Hemrick and Austin Dillon from last week. And I talked about that, and I said, man, that is not the place where you want to. And Daniel Hemrick came out and said he misjudged it, and it was 100% his fault. Obviously, Austin Dillon's car didn't catch on fire, but you see what can happen in a situation like that when somebody either misjudges it, or in this case with Connor Jones, lost his cool for a minute, which is continuing to be a pattern here with Connor Jones, unfortunately. But lost his cool for a minute and sent Matt Mills into the wall. Matt Mills' truck catches on fire, and well, he's still recovering from that. We wish him well and wish him the best, and that's unfortunate, but that's the situation when these things happen. And it's there's been a lot of social media outcry and just a lot of outcry overall. Like I've only been able to see it on social media because I was at the racetrack, so didn't really get a chance to talk about it with anybody because nobody there saw it. We just saw the replays. But they're calling for a bigger suspension than the 2 laps. They're thinking maybe sit him down for a race or something like that. And it's just going to be really interesting as to how NASCAR reacts to this, because you can't just go chunking people at mile and a halfs and super speedways. It's too fast. You shouldn't intentionally wreck anybody anyway, period. I guess I should say that. But if you're gonna do it, don't do it at a 1.5. Don't do it at these tracks where you're carrying all the speed. It's just not a good situation. And I don't know really what more I can add on that, because it's just it's bad. It's just bad. What's up, Russell Dominguez? Good to see you on here as always, my friend. Same thing to you, Michael Honeychuck. Rosie, what's up, my friend? At least saying B, I don't see Connor being suspended, but I do see them maybe sitting him down a while themselves. He was very over the line on the track and on the radio. So yeah, I haven't heard the radio communications, but I heard a lot of people talking about that. So it's going to be super interesting. Obviously, when the radio communication happened, he didn't know the guy was hurt, but that post, hindsight being 2020, it's just not going to help you in that situation. So it is what it is. I guess we'll see this week. What's up, everyone? What's up, Glock? B and Elise saying what's up to Glock as well. I'm in blue now. Yeah, Elise is tangled up in blue. She is a moderator too. Grimace did some good things for the Mets as well. BB says in between the lanes. Indeed. Goodness. Man, bad situation there as well. The 38 car looks awesome on track, says Bumblebee. Indeed. I've always liked that Smokey Unique type look as well. BB drinks wine for the Sonoma race. If I ever go to the Sonoma race, that's probably going to be a must. No doubt about it. For sure. Let's see. Joey to sweep the rest of the season, says old home guy. That would be hilarious, dude. People would not like that. The Joey haters, I should say, and the Joey fans would eat it up. That would be super. It would be super interesting. Yay for the piss jug Chevy, says Bumblebee. He remembered the old trucker bomb, says Glock. Indeed, the old trucker bomb out there. Let's see here, getting unloaded at a dock, so I get a chance to comment. LOL 24 score, number no S1 points, but works for strategy to get the W after the 20 breaks. 5 hits the wall and breaks the toe link. There's a good chance. Kyle Larson, just about every round has had not necessarily a DNF, but he's at least gotten into the wall or something like that to hurt his chances. This is a good place where he could definitely get into the wall. I hope it doesn't happen, because I'm hoping we've gotten, as a Kyle Larson fan, I should say, I'm hoping we've gotten all the stupid stuff out of the way. Hopefully he just has a good race here, because he's got a big enough points cushion. That being said, he's got to outpoint Christopher Bell. He's got to gain points on Christopher Bell and get in front of him, because if Tyler Reddick wins this and somebody below the current top 4 in points right now wins the other one, it's going to go to the person who's highest in points. So Kyle Larson has 2 jobs today. He's got to win the race, and he's got to score more points than Christopher Bell and take the regular seat or the playoff points lead back. Because if we get 2 winners, of course, that are below, he would be eliminated. And as it stands right now, Christopher Bell would be the person who pointed in if those 2 drivers at the bottom of the 8 instead of the top of the 8 were to win. What's up, say Kyle, says B. What up, BB and everyone? What's up, Elite got has a great video out. I meant to drop it in the Discord and Twitter as well. I need to start working on Twitter now that the election's almost over. I might go back to Twitter and start posting stuff. I did post something yesterday. What was it? Darth Vader and Burt Reynolds 2024. That was a pretty cool deal. Anyway, side tangent over. Elite has a good video about the Kyle Larson situation back in the day and what it was like as a Kyle Larson fan. Yeah, good video. Go check it out. Let's see. And then Bumblebee, Glock, and Elite saying what's up to Elite. Boss Dad Mick, what's up, my friend? And he's saying hello to everyone as well. What's up, Mark Barnum? And Bumblebee saying what's up, Mark, as well. In between the lanes, BB, those are my main picks. Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr., of course. Yeah, hopefully Kyle Busch can continue his streak here as well. He does have good numbers here. Where did he qualify? Let me grab that real quick. Let's see. Austin Dillon didn't do himself any favors there. He qualified 30th. Kyle Busch qualified 17th. So not too bad. Not too bad. We can work with that. Let's see. Go Larson, says Rosie. Indeed, this is a great track for Larson. Great track for Tyler Reddick as well. BB, I got kicked out of the World Series game for writing BB on my belly and sticking two Dodger dogs in my nose and pickle coins in my eyeballs. You will see more subscribers soon. My bail was 5K, so there you go. If you're near the Los Angeles area and you can help out John P for his bail there, it would be much appreciated. John P, man, you need to write creative fiction, dude. You do good stuff, my friend. You've got an actual talent. I'm not even joking about that. Reddick is my win pick. Him and Larson are the best at ripping the fence. Homestead is the best banked intermediate aside from Darlington. Enjoy the rim riding and the tire wear at both venues, and that's I like the rim riding too. I like it. I like Darlington and stuff like that. But you put your finger on what I think makes these tracks better. It's the tire wear, because you're going to have comers and goers. You're gonna have guys that shoot off really fast, and they're really good. They look like they're going to absolutely dominate the race. Then as the run goes on, you've got the guy that's got the long run car, and they chase them down, and it just makes for really interesting racing. So I think it's going to be a good show today. Hey B, unload's done. Back on the road. I'll be listening. Go 24. Go Magic. Indeed, the season has started, and we are Team Magic. So fist bump there. Say Kyle, I know you might not be able to see it, but you can hear it. You got a fist bump there, my friend. And Willie B's got a fast car here today too. So don't sleep on him. Good statistics here as well. Glock laughing my butt off at John P. Happy day to all, says Jenna Allison. What's up, Jenna Allison? Good to see you on here, my friend. John's comments always get me. Same here, Glock. He's super talented in my opinion. Mark Barnum saying what's up to Jenna. What's up, Mark? Says Jenna. John P laughing my freaking butt off. Says PC gone rogue. Kyle Larson has another job today as well. Don't crash into the sand barrels. Oh yeah, good point. In between the lanes, I forgot about that. So earlier in the season at Homestead, this is the race where Ryan Blaney, I guess, slowed up too faster than Kyle Larson was expecting, and instead of going left, Kyle Larson went right and smoked the sand barrels. God, I forgot about that. Pain, misery. But yeah, so also stay out of the sand barrels, stay off the wall, finish in front of Christopher Bell, and hopefully get a win. That's the 5 cars objectives today. And of course, Christopher Bell, he's wanting to win the race because he doesn't, even though he's got the points lead, he wants to be locked in. So everybody else in the playoffs, that's going to be their objective as well. Got to feel bad for Martin Trix and everybody below 4th. They're basically in win or go home territory. So everybody's going for the win here today. Got to feel bad for Martin Trix Jr., Elliott, and Bush, while Bobby Allison gets a cup win without getting in a car while they're still winless. says Jamie Schweitzer. Chase Elliott has a win this season, so take him out. But yeah, Martin Trix Jr. and Kyle Busch for sure. KB Carr is doo-doo, says Jenna Allison. Unfortunately, but I think he's got enough speed. He's good enough here. I wouldn't. They haven't really struggled at mile and a halves. Relatively, they've struggled everywhere, but they haven't struggled at mile and a halves as bad as short tracks. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for him to sneak a win in here. Austin Cindric was slower than everyone except the 66. LOL. He's either really good or really bad, I've noticed, says Bumblebee. Yeah, I'm with you. He had a good playoff run. He only got put out of the playoffs because other people won. His finishes were good. But other than the playoffs, though, you're right. He's just been hit or miss. He's either all or nothing. It's an interesting situation. Especially because the other Penske cars seem to be more consistent. So it's really strange what's going on with the 2 car, because I think he's a great talent. So it's just interesting to watch. I'm ready for the election to be over with as well. It's a mess. I'm with you, my man. Man, I'm 100% with you. I'm so ready for it to be done and over with. I hope Reddick and Martin Truex Jr. win it all, says Jenna Allison. Yeah, Reddick, I thought I had him as when he won the regular season, I was like, this is going to be Tyler Reddick's year. And then his playoff performance thus far has been just not what I expected it. But Martin Truex Jr., I'd love to see him go out with a win. Reddick, before the postseason started, I had him as my favorite. I don't have him as my favorite anymore just because his playoffs haven't been that great, but I wouldn't sleep on him either. He might just get hot at the right time, so you never know. Hey, BB, my son, and I love your show. Watch every week. He says, Vamos Suarez, and I say, get it done, Ross. We are a Trackhouse. That's awesome. So my mom, she's a Suarez fan as well. I like Trackhouse as well. How can you not? I don't know. In my opinion, how can you not pull for Ross Chastain? Then there's going to be like a million Denny fans that are like, let me tell you how I cannot pull for Ross Chastain. But I just love the way Ross Chastain drives. Like there's no driver that I really dislike in the Cup Series. So I don't know. Just getting older and just being a fan of all these guys doing their thing. Really, obviously, I have my favorites, but I don't necessarily pull against anybody. So I guess that's what's different from me from the '90s to the evolution of where I'm at now. Also, losing my favorite driver, Earnhardt in '01, that was part of that as well. So it is what it is. And Petty in '92 when he retired. Also pulling for Reddick says Glocknopus. So Reddick, yeah, Reddick, this is one of Reddick's best tracks. So this is the track. If you're Tyler Reddick in the 45, yeah, the playoffs haven't necessarily gone the way you want them to go, but you've got the pole. You know the car's got speed. All you have to do is execute. And that has been in the playoffs, I think, what has hurt them. They have done some wonky things on strategy that has, for whatever reason, just not worked out. I'm not saying they were bad calls. They just didn't work out for them the ball bounced. They just need to go out here and win this race and not do anything funny. Just go out here, win 2 stages, win the race. Just try to go out here and absolutely dominate it. Let's see. Rogan going to be Trump's trainer. I don't know what that's all about. Let's see here. Let's see. The Jets can get a win today. Update on John Force. He put a video statement out this week. He is looking amazing and sounding great. He's recovering fast. Honestly, I believe he'll race again at least one more time. There's no doubt in my mind. If he's able to race again, he's going to do it. Like, that's just John Force. Like, that's all he wants to do in life. So I have no doubt in my mind he's going to jump back in a race car. Hamlin had power steering issue here last year. So, yeah, hopefully the rack and pinion. I had one experience with a rack and pinion. I don't work on super late models often, but we were helping take. And his rack and pinion steering was having issues, and we basically had to hot swap that during one of the practices, and that was not fun. So drag link all the way. I hate rack and pinion steering. That was my only experience with it, and I wish to never have that experience again. It's just a lot of stuff to chase down and figure out what's going on. 49ers going to smoke the Cowgirls today, says Mark Barnum. Hopefully we don't injure anybody else. Like, it's not been a great season for the Niners game. Forever faithful though. The struggling RCR, the whole dang operation needs a redo, says Gina. I think they're in the process of doing that. Once again, Austin Dillon has some big news in the offseason, and Kyle Busch has been upbeat about it. So I feel like Kyle Busch feels like it's going in the right direction too. So he hasn't he wears his emotions on his sleeve. So if he's angry about something, you kind of know about it. He's been sort of more upbeat the second half of the season. So I think he's happy with whatever they're going to announce whenever they're going to announce it. So that's going to be interesting. Zane Smith going to win on Earth 2, says Bumblebee. I don't know. Chad Fincham's going to give him a tough run for that Earth 2, but he's definitely going to win the points on Earth 2. Well, no, he's not, because he actually lost the points lead. John Hunter Nemechek points leader on Earth 2. I take that back. Zane Smith's had a heater of a second half of the season. Yeah, Homestead is like that. You can get through the gears, get out there, lead, but it might only last for 3 or 4 laps, says Greg Brown. Yeah, great point. I love the tire fall off. Callie Burton saying Elite Precision. I agree. Love your support and prayers. Still go out to Helen and Milton victims. We're family in this sport. Y'all are loved. We will get through this together. Donate to all the victims. Indeed, no doubt about it. Appreciate you there, Callie Burton. Yeah, keep all those, just so many people have been hit by natural disasters here recently. So if you're in the area, definitely help them out. If you're not in the area, help them out how you can. Homestead is boring, in my opinion, says Gina. I've seen a lot of people say that. There is a large contingent that love Homestead. There's only large, I would say, from what I've seen, contingent that don't like Homestead. So it's going to be interesting. Will play out and how people will view it. We'll have to check out Jeff Gluck after the race and see how that goes. Or Iceberg. Iceberg puts up a poll too, so check out Iceberg's poll as well. And that'll give you something to sort of compare and contrast there. BB, the tire fall off was wild yesterday, 3.5 seconds slower in 30 laps. Hope it's that way today, says Bumblebee. Yeah, I would love to see some tire fall off like that. But once again, you never know what Goodyear is going to do tire-wise, because the Cup tire obviously was different. Bumblebee is on Team Homestead, So her and Gina are on the opposite sides of that. Hope it is a good race to keep me awake today. And was up till 2 a.m. watching my little pool player in her match. At least it wasn't 4 a.m. like 2 weeks ago, says Mark Barnum. Sorry, but never had a problem with the rack and pinion in nearly 50 plus years, says Mark Langren. That's okay. Next time I have a problem with it, I'm gonna call you in and you can you can help us work on it, dude. I hate those things, my man. A little too late. RCR season is over, says Gina. Yeah, hopefully he can steal one here at the end of the year, though. I'm gonna go get ready for the race. I'll see y'all later. Take them easy, Elise. Thanks for helping out today. Can you explain what Earth 2 is? Not familiar with it, says Boss Dad Mick. So Earth 2 is just the opposite of Earth 1. So like if you finish dead last on Earth 1, you would win on Earth 2. It's just sort of opposite world. So that's basically that's the short explanation for it. And then we've just I don't know, we've added some other nonsense to it as well. But that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Earth 2. Earth 2 is the reverse finishing order, says Glock. Will a spoiler win? I hope so. I hope so, because that would keep it super interesting. If you finish last, you win on Earth 2, says Glock. Gina with the big smiley face. Boss Dad Mick saying, Earth 2 is the opposite of Earth 1, like a mirror, or how your left hand and right hand are the exact same, but completely opposite. Mark Langren said, fine. Yeah, I mean, it's actually not hard to work on. I guess the issue with it is when something goes wrong, it's super hard to diagnose what goes wrong with it. So it's not like, oh, this isn't working. We immediately need to change this on the rack and pinion. Whereas drag link, it's pretty much cut and dry. You can see physically the manual components on it. So it is what it is. I will say this though, for rack and pinion steering on a street car, 100% want rack and pinion on a street car. Let's see. Homestead is always my favorite, but of course Miami, my home away from home, says Speedway Anywhere. Watching F1 today. All right, there you go. F1 race is on. So enjoy that. If Logano wins today, says Bumblebee. Bumblebee, not a Logano fan for sure. Elite saying, I wonder if we'll see anybody have the bottom line working like Austin Hill yesterday. That was very impressive. He actually won a truck race running that line in Homestead in 2019. That is going to be interesting to see which grooves come in, especially with the tire, like just how the tire works and stuff like that. I agree 100%. Earth 2 is reality, says Mark Barnum, on some timeline somewhere. I'm sure it is. Pardon me, y'all. My mood is dark. Sorry about that, Gina. Hopefully everything turns around for you, my friend. Yeah, but you're always positive here. We always look at you positively here. You're definitely one of the homies. Will the Melon Man repeat winning at the championship race? That's going to be interesting. Like Trackhouse is always pretty good there. I like Trackhouse's strategy. They're always good at the final race. Unfortunately, they just haven't had as many opportunities as some other teams making the Final Four. I think Ross made the Final Four 1 year, and he finished maybe second. Didn't he finish second to Logano? Yeah, he finished second to Logano, I want to say, in 2022, I want to say. Let's see. KB season poo. Now DK Metcalf is benched today with an owie. Yeah, I feel you on the injuries. I know DK is your man, but with the 49ers, we've had a bunch of injuries too. So I feel you on that one. Smash the like button, y'all, says Callie. Appreciate you there, Callie. I respect the heck out of Joey. Just don't like the man, says Bumblebee. I see a lot of people say that. Like they like him off the track, but when he's on the track, they don't necessarily appreciate the way he drives. Their driver in particular. So I see a lot of that, and I get it. Logano in the Final Four is a joke, says Mark Langren. That's the system. I mean, they all knew the rules at the beginning of the year. I'm not going to say Logano being in the Final Four is a joke because he played the system, and Penske's really good at playing the system. I would say the system is a joke. So I would have more of I would put more of my emphasis on the system being needed to be tweaked, if not completely overhauled. So I would say the system is a joke, not necessarily the driver who played the system. I don't hate the player, hate the game. Same logic, I guess. Let's see. Logo no 22. So Gina not a big fan of Joey either. For some reason, I thought it was Martinsville today. Says Charlotte. Martinsville is next week, so you're not far off. It's next week. So Homestead this week, then Martinsville. Where's Matt Kenseth when you need him? Says Gina. So yeah, Matt Kenseth obviously. At least that day was not a huge Joey fan. Yeah, elite. Bottom usually isn't fast enough. Guess we'll see how it goes today. Yeah, it's going to be super interesting. Bigger beef with the system for sure, 100%. Sad pandas for the integrity of the sport. Yeah, so hopefully they can make a more reasonable championship system going forward because this one just doesn't make a ton of sense. You even saw a lot of drivers asking for a rotating last race. I think they're off the mark there. We need at least 3 races to figure out a champion. Like I said, if we're gonna have a championship playoff or chase or whatever you want to call it, which I understand they need it for TV. TV is behind why we have this particular system at the end of the day. So if you need it for TV, at least make it sort of the chase was fine. I had no problem with the chase. The chase was fine. It made sense. A lot of people didn't like it when it first came out, but now that we know it's all about TV money and TV sort of forced that hand, the chase is a reasonable tournament to figure out a champion. Although season long points is the best. Don't get me wrong. I'm a season long points guy. It's just probably not coming back because TV and their TV money, they have a lot of say in this. So if we have to have a championship system, the chase format made a lot more sense than the current format. So it is what and if you need drivers eliminated, just whoever is the lowest in points after the first race is eliminated. Whoever's lowest in points after the second race is eliminated. Just eliminate somebody every race. That way somebody gets cut every race and everybody would have to watch every single race. That's just my thoughts on it though. Can we all agree Denny Hamlin sucks? Says Mark Barnum. I don't have a problem with Denny. I think he's overall good for the sport. He plays the villain role just about as good as anybody can play it. He sort of takes over that Daryl Waltrip Jaws role pretty well. Matt Kenseth, my brakes failed. I couldn't turn. Says Bumblebee. Uh, we already agree the system needs changing. Says Mark Langer. Yeah, 100%. You have to throw out some way for the system to change. I can't just say we need to change the system and then not offer up some type of opinion on it. The France family needs $1 billion because that's not productive, right? The France family needs a billion dollar hair fine for actions detrimental to stock. I got you, doll hair. I got you. I'm rolling with you now, Charlotte. Sorry. The France family needs a billion doll hair fine for the actions detrimental to stock car racing. Me and my friends call it doll hairs as well. So I see what you did there. It took me a minute, but I see what you did there. Joey Sass Horrible, as many think, has been giving and delivering massive relief to Helen victims. Yeah, I don't think anybody's saying he's a bad person off the track. I think they just get irritated because he's a very aggressive driver on the track and also is super hard to pass. As a staunch senior fan, I like Joey and Reddick, says Perry Earl. Yeah, it's hard for me to knock Joey Logano being an aggressive driver when I was an Earnhardt fan. So like that's just where I'm at with it. Uh, he has Jamie hints saying I respect him, says Bumblebee. Charlotte, true that. Says Gina. Denny, thumbs down, says Mark Langren. Go lawsuit, says Mark Langren as well. So yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see how that lawsuit plays out. Greg Biffle is my homeboy as far as helping Helene people. Yes, a shout out to where's he at in Washington? Uh, Eau Claire is Casey Kane. I forget where, but he's from Washington State. So shout out to Greg Biffle. Exactly, the elimination after each race is what I've been calling for since before Chase even began. Says Jamie Schweitzer. Yeah. I think there's all kinds of ways you can do it, but yeah, an elimination after each race that would make you tune into each race because you're like, who's going to get eliminated? I think that makes a lot of sense. So that would be pretty cool. Championship 4 races, one of each type. Says Mark Langer. Yeah, that's one thing for sure. You definitely need a race of each type in there. So I agree with that. What happened first? NASCAR fixing the playoff system. Or more horsepower. LOL, says Joseph Wooten. Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't hold my breath for either, but I would say a tweak to the championship system will happen before we get more horsepower. That would be my guess. Badlands Bandit saying Vancouver, Washington for the Biff. Thank you there, Badlands. I didn't have to look that one up because it was bothering me. I was like, I'm going to look that up real quick because it was really irritating me. Thank you for jumping in there and helping out, Badlands. Great logo though, great avatar. I love the Bandit logo there. Super cool. Thanks, B. Much respect, says Jamie Schweitzer. And it looks like we reached the end of it. So here we go. Final poll question. Best chance of winning the 53% think Kyle Larson is going to win. Second is Christopher Bell at 21%, narrowly edging out Tyler Reddick at 20%, and William Byron only getting 6%. With 66 votes in. So much appreciated. Thanks for voting on the poll. Thanks, B. Much respect, says Jamie Schweitzer. Gina Allison saying go 8 go. So there you go. Throwing up the hang 10 as well. I've been noticing lately with JRM, they almost always have slow pit stops, says Escobar. Yeah, pit stops are super big. So you got to have a whole team to win a championship. So they might need to look at how they're training them, because I feel like they've got good people in place, but they might need to look at training them for the playoffs at least. My problem with eliminating after every race is a slow start can hurt the season. People coming on strong in the summer and making a run is very compelling. Yeah, each system, great point, Charlotte. Each system is going to have its own fatal flaw or flaw, if you want to say. So yeah, there's never going to be a system that everybody looks at and is like, that is a perfect system. It's just not ever going to happen, because season long points. The argument against that, people are like, well, if you have season long points, sometimes you're going to finish, and it's only, I think in the history of NASCAR, it only happened 2 or 3 times, maybe 5. I need to go look that up, but I think it was only a handful of times. But with 2 races to go, you could already have the championship decided. Well, sometimes somebody just kicks the field's butt so good that's just the way it goes. But that is the critique of season long points. So like I said, every system is going to have pros and cons to it. It is what it is. Let's see. Peace out, everyone. Be kind, even to the turds. Hey, good. That's good advice, Gina Allison. Matt DiBenedetto for president, says Callie. So she is on the Matty D train there. Jamie Schweitzer, peace out to you. Was the only flaw in season long points is a runaway. Heck and boo, says Charlotte. Hey, good point, Charlotte. Good point. Exactly. I agree with you 100%. My cat, Jim for president. Jim the cat for president. There we go. I like it. Jim the cat for president. Jim Allison for president. We kind of knew Larson could win Homestead, but the 42 car wasn't fast enough. Yeah, so he back when he was driving the 42 car, I think he was pushing it too hard, and that's why he got into the wall as often as he did. But yeah, the 42 car back in the day, Chip Ganassi Racing, they were hit or miss. They were another hit or miss team, so they either had a really fast car or they didn't. So a good point. That's right. Vote for Jim Allison for president 2024. He has yet to name a running mate, but once he becomes Jim the Cat president, he will name his VP. All right, y'all take them easy, and I'll catch you after the race. Good luck to your driver. Hopefully they win. Yeah, peace.